Hello everybody, Aiden here, and welcome into another video on the Around the Slice Entertainment YouTube channel. I have now seen, outside of Spider-Man Brand New Day, of course, the cinematic event of the summer, Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. Of course, I saw it yesterday in IMAX, mind you. I will touch on that, and I am here to review and discuss it with all of you guys in terms of providing you with my positives, a couple of negatives / nitpicks, if you will, and then the end, a concrete final score out of 10 for you all. Before we dive into all of that, though, please, if you enjoy any of this type of content at all, please consider liking this video today and subscribing to the channel overall, as we always have a ton of fun and interesting and amazing coverage coming out on this in the world of pop culture, coming out around here on a nearly weekly basis at this point in time, such as in just a mere couple weeks, we'll be talking about the other summer blockbuster, another MCU / Tom Holland entry in Spider-Man Brand New Day. And then next month, flying a little under the radar right now, I feel like, a brand new show entry / series entry in terms of James Gunn's DCU in Lanterns, starring Aaron Pierre and Kyle Chandler on HBO and / HBO Max. But let's get to the topic at hand finally, The Odyssey. As I teased right at the top, mentioned right at the top rather, excuse me, I saw this in 70 millimeter IMAX. Was it worth it? Is it worth paying the extra $10, $12 for a single ticket? The answer is yes. I would pay endless amounts of money to have an IMAX experience like that again. Well, maybe not literally endless, but you get my point, hopefully. What I'm trying to say is this was my first ever IMAX movie. And I kid you not, guys. Damn, I kid you not. This legitimately might be the single greatest experience I have ever had in my entire life. I'm not being hyperbolic. At least I hope I'm not coming off as being exaggerative or hyperbolic just for the sake of hype. Single greatest experience I might have had legitimately in my entire life. In terms of the hype and feeling walking into that theater, the setting and setup and experience of the whole IMAX experience at its core, it was amazing. If you haven't seen 70 millimeter IMAX, specifically the Odyssey, as it was shot in IMAX, which I'll touch on in a few moments, getting to the specific movie at hand, please go see it. Everyone deserves and needs to see an IMAX movie and have an IMAX experience at least once, if not more, in their life. But I can check that off my bucket list as a big movie buff and pop culture nerd. Obviously, Christopher Nolan, the director. Also, fun fact, maybe some of you are like, what the hell, Aiden? This is my first ever Christopher Nolan movie. I know, considering how huge of a movie buff I am and how just massive and big of a pop culture nerd I am in my soul at heart, that's like sacrilegious to say, but I haven't seen the movies like The Prestige, Memento, Interstellar, none of those. But obviously I have to go back, and this was Christopher Nolan's 13th movie, so I'm going to go back for sure and not speed run through, but take my time, if you will, with Christopher Nolan's other catalog. Anyway, I have so much awesomeness to discuss with this movie. Let's talk about the behind-the-scenes cast list to officially kick off our positives here. When I saw the cast list, that got me giddy. That got me hyped out of my effing mind. I mean, the cast alone set a bar for me. Let's just go through it quick, and everyone's roles were incredible. Obviously, some got more screen time than others, but with what they were given, generally speaking, in that sense, full term of the word, generally, they did great. Matt Damon as Odysseus. This was a culturally cultivating experience watching this, and just a performance for the ages. The scene, the gravitas Matt Damon pulled that he had to use in his voice, in his ledger, in everything on screen. Just, I think of the siren scene where everyone has wax in their ears and it goes silent, and he's just sitting there screaming, insisting that he'd be tied to the boat. And considering this film was shot in 70mm IMAX itself. That's not a lot of time. There's multiple work that has to go into that. It is grueling in every sense of the word, in spades plus more. But Matt Damon, I mean, he's gonna rack it up at the box office and award show for sure. And then next, Tom Holland is Odysseus' son in this story. Tom Holland is Telemachus. Damn, I knew, obviously, I was aware that Tom Holland was in this movie, but I didn't know he was like in the shit. Like, I didn't know he was that huge of a role in this movie. Like, you could argue that Tom Holland as Telemachus again is just as big of a lead, if not more at times, as Matt Damon as Odysseus himself. Another huge character, Anne Hathaway as Penelope. The emotion she puts on display from losing her husband for these 7 or 8 years, give or take. Just the interactions with Telemachus, her son. I mean, everything is core. It's a very emotional performance. There were multiple scenes or sequences where I was like, for Anne Hathaway, oh yeah, that's her Oscar-defining moment. Oh yeah, that's her Oscar-defining moment. There were so many of those. Like, once she inevitably probably wins an Oscar for this, there are so many scenes you can point to. It's going to be hard to just choose one as her quote-unquote Oscar-defining moment. And then Robert Pattinson, minor role in this, nonetheless, as Antinous. He kind of plays a sleazeball, grimy type asshole character, to put it lightly. Like, I mean, and you truly come to hate that guy. It is truly, truly like downright despicable how he acts, but the movie wants you to think. Lupita Nyong'o, it's not like a memorable character, but her performance is memorable. She plays dual roles. Forgive me, I can't remember the exact roles, but I mean, we obviously know her from the Black Panther movies, and her acting chops or actress chops are put on full display when she plays dual roles. Zendaya is Athena, who's only in a few flashbacks here and there, give or take, just because of the nature of the movie. But it's few and far between those flashbacks for sure. But like, she acts her heart out as well. Like, this is the year. Like, Zendaya is the actress of 2026, and Tom Holland's the actor of 2026. And then, as the King of Sparta, John Bernthal as the King of Sparta in, I'm gonna butcher his name, Menelaus. I'm sorry, these Greek names sometimes. It's outstanding. You get some of those classic John Bernthal screaming moments, acting like the Punisher from the Marvel and MCU at times. So yeah, and then a couple more minor roles. We have excuse me, we have Benny Safdie as Agamemnon. Again, I'm sorry. And then we have Himesh Patel, who surprisingly a great performance as well, is Yuri Lucas. Sorry, these Greek names, I'm telling you. But anyway, the point is, this cast list is outstanding. And credit to the cast, because about 20 to 30 minutes into this movie, give or take, I was thinking, okay, like, it set in, like, pure joy and excellence and excitement all over my face, smiling from ear to ear, because we are witnessing history here. We are witnessing the cinematic event of the decade. Like, 20, 25 years from now, this will be talked about with new generation of kids. They'll ask their parents, grandparents, whoever the hell saw this, like, where were you when the Odyssey released and premiered? Did you see the Odyssey in theaters? Most importantly, how was it in theaters? Like, you just had to be there. Like, it's one hell of an experience, and especially considering the IMAX nature of it all. I mean, we're witnessing cinematic history, what Christopher Nolan was able to like pour into this movie with the cast, but more specifically shooting it the way he did. Speaking of shooting it, this film, I can't like express my gratitude and appreciation enough for this aspect of it. This film looks and feels very extremely authentic, and for lack of a better term, just 100% real. It was filmed on location. The whole entire thing, 3-hour epic, was filmed on location over multiple months and years, obviously. There's none of that bullshit CGI crap that you can clearly tell isn't nearly as good as it should be. Nothing was faked. Christopher Nolan was very deliberate with his cast list, but more specifically, in this case, his directing chops. I mean, this movie, you don't get some of these days. It's many of these days, sorry. excuse me, you could feel the gravitas, the pull of every single scene, scene in and scene out. It was just truly, truly incredible. I mean, just like the direction on display, I thought was awesome. Excellence to its core in spades plus more. A little like side note, I was a little worried going in that obviously because this is heavy source material and this is a damn nearly 3 hour movie at the end of the day. So I was a little skeptical, worried, concerned, whatever you want to call it, what have you, that there were going to be some moments and stretches in this movie like, okay, can we get this moving? It's too slow paced. There's too much setup here. But no, I am happy to report, I am extremely elated to report that there were no moments of boredom or monotony in the story at all. The story was paced to perfection, perfectly in every sense of the word, in my opinion. Everyone's complaining right now. If there is minor nitpicks, people are saying that the first 20 to 30 minutes, really the first act as a whole, is rough. It's a disjointed mess. I completely disagree with that personally. Me, Aiden, my good, I completely disagree with that personally. I thought it was an excellent, excellent table setting. In every sense of the imagination and word. I thought it was a great setup for everything in our whole hero's journey, if you will. Speaking of the story, to me, it was a perfectly excellent mix and blend of multiple, and I mean multiple balance of different tones and themes going on. Sometimes it was intense and action filled. Sometimes it slowed down a little and there was some great dialogue and great interactions between certain characters here and there. Sometimes it was a suspenseful horror display. But at the end of the day, at its heart, this is a deep character driven story, a deep character driven pilgrimage, if you will. And that goes back to Matt Damon's acting. But the tones and themes put on display, the way it's able to balance those tones and themes, truly, truly eye-popping, marvelous, incredible. I mean, incredible. Speaking of those different tones and themes, Ludwig Göransson's score, specifically during the battle scenes, the stakes were felt. It was real, and this goes back to this movie feeling authentic and real without any of that bullshit CGI crap that you see so much these days. The authenticity and realness, if you will, contrived with Ludwig Göransson's score was outstanding in every sense of the word. I know I keep saying every sense of the word, but like I can't express my appreciation enough for the technical aspect and behind the scenes aspect and cast list of this movie as a whole. Now, I have to get to my negatives. This movie, I love this epic grand scale journey. These aren't as much negatives, more so they are minor nitpicks, but I still, couple minor nitpicks, if you will, but I still felt compelled enough to bring them up, excuse me, at the end of the day, nonetheless. I could have done without the pig scene, you know, the scene where they go to the island or wherever the hell it was, and the humans are being really distorted into pigs. I thought that was really weird and out of place. I get that it's meant to illustrate body horror and go to a place that Christopher Nolan doesn't really go to all that often, if at all, in his movies. I just thought it was weird. I didn't really know how, it was a weird side quest, if you will, quote unquote side quest, if you will. I didn't think it needed to be included whatsoever. I don't know. And then Poseidon, obviously in spirit, Poseidon, behind the scenes, off screen, Poseidon plays a huge role in this movie as the literal god of the sea. I wish we actually got to see him in full character on screen. I'm not saying a ton, whether it was through current day, whether it was through flashbacks, whether it was through whatever, maybe some interactions with certain characters. I wish we saw Poseidon, whatever mechanical aspect they wanted to use there. But at the end of the day, those are a couple minor nitpicks. And it's not going to hold me back from saying that this is a true marvel of directing work from Christopher Nolan. It is the cinematic event of not only the summer of 2026, but the decade. This is going to have a cultural impact with kids and new generations for 20 to 25, hell, damn near even give or take 30 years right around there, give or take. But I'm going to give this a 9.5 out of 10. Who knows? At the end of the year, it could be a 10 out of 10 because the only movie that I've seen this year even comes close really to rivaling this, again, caveat, haven't seen Spider-Man Brand New Day yet, obviously, is Project Hail Mary. Obviously, these two movies are done, like, tonally different in every sense of that word, imagination, rather. But I'm going to give Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey a 9.5 out of 10. I'll watch the shit out of this when it inevitably comes to streaming in 3 or 4 months, hopefully. HBO Max, Peacock probably, right? Because Universal. Anyway, I don't know in terms there, but anyway, 9.5 out of 10 for The Odyssey. I'm still thinking about it. A day later, I'm gonna think about it for not only weeks, hell, even months, years from now, as I explain the long-lasting cultural impact. Please go out and see this. At least for a first viewing, go out and see it in 70mm IMAX. They throw in the first 5-minute prologue of Dune Part 3 as well. I can check that off my bucket list now of IMAX screening. I mean, just, I don't know, like, just this, coming out of this movie, it gave me true joy and elation. I haven't felt that coming out of a single event in a long time. This isn't just a movie, guys. I'll keep saying it. This is a cinematic event. This is like history in the making. It's a true, faithful adaptation to Homer's Odyssey, obviously. And, like, I'm sorry, but screw the people that say it's not historically accurate. Some of the helmets don't look right. Okay, it's the year 2026. They can't get every little detail right. Let's calm down. You're really not going to go see this 3-hour epic because of that? Give me a break. Anyway, yeah, let me know down in the comments below. What do you think of Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey? Have you read the book? What do you think of the source material? All of that. Like, this is just beautiful to me, at least. And a technical marvel and a marvel for everything. Truly, I'll keep saying it, true history in the making. It has been made now. Like, true joy and elation that I haven't felt it in a very, very long time. So, and the IMAX setting just enhanced it even more. Anyways, guys, so you can let me know down in the comments below. What did you think of the Odyssey? Throw in a final score out of 10 as well. I'll be surprised if anyone has it below like a 9. Reminder, I have it at 9.5 out of 10. And yeah, you can follow me personally on Twitter at aWeingartner13 for any additional movie and TV show thoughts, discussions, and opinions over there. I'm going to be spilling over more thoughts on the Odyssey in the coming days and weeks, months even, as I still think about it over there. Please do that. You can share this video and please share this video and channel with anyone and everyone you know. Thank you for the support as always. Go out and see the Odyssey. More specifically, go out and see the Odyssey in 70mm IMAX like I did. It deserves your attention in that light. Anyways, guys, see you in the next one. Have a great weekend. Goodbye.